Hello, everybody. Kimberly Watson Johnson with People's Trust Realty coming to you today with Make It Happen Monday. What are you going to make happen today? All over the internet, we are hearing about these 2-1 buydowns, a 2-1 buydown program that's supposed to help you lower the interest rate to get into a property. Well, what is a 2-1 buydown? So let's start here. As the interest rates climb, temporary buydowns have become an option that some sellers and buyers are considering. Okay, a 2-1 buy-down program is a concession offered by the seller to incentivize buyers. A 2-1 buy-down, essentially, what it does is it allows the borrower to make a lower mortgage payment for the first 2 years of their loan, after which the payments will go back up to the regular payment on the third year of the loan. A 2-1 buy-down program. This is a type of financing that is offered to reduce your interest rates for the first 2 years of your mortgage. So if you were to opt for a 2-1 buydown, what exactly that means is that as a buyer, your interest rate is reduced by 2% the first year and 1% the second year. Now, when it comes to the third year of your mortgage term, the interest rate will go back to the original interest rate you were approved on for the loan. Now, a temporary buydown is a closing concession paid for by the seller. That means the seller is the one that's going to pay for this for you to get that interest rate down. And it is available on a primary residence or a second home, whichever of those two you are interested in purchasing. This will enable borrowers to ease into your mortgage payment for the first 2 years. So it kind of gives you a little breezeway into that higher mortgage payment. So for the first 2 years, you're kind of doing a little more, and then the full amount. The builder or the seller will fund a temporary buydown, but it'll need to be included as the agreement in the purchase contract. So this needs to be part of your contract asking for this 2-1 buydown. And as the real estate agent, we are to negotiate it during the offer process. Now, the prepaid sum is paid during closing into the escrow account. So the seller, part of the seller's sums will be taken away from him and set aside into a prepaid escrow account during closing. Now, pros and cons of a temporary buydown. What are the pros and cons? Well, the first thing I want to point out with a temporary buydown, it is just that. It's only temporary. That means you have to qualify for the loan at the interest rate that it's going to be when you get to that third year. So initially, this can be a pro for you, which you pay in the lower mortgage payments for the first 2 years. However, if your income doesn't match what it was when you got qualified for the loan, it can become a serious con. That is why it's essential to consider the impact of the monthly payment once they resume at the original interest rate from the third year onwards. A temporary buydown can benefit both the buyers and the sellers. The reason it can benefit is because it's allowing sellers to sell their homes and buyers to buy the home, okay? But it's more likely to occur when it's considered a buyer's market, where there are many properties available, but not enough buyers. Right now, we're beginning to get more properties on the market, but we're not getting more and more buyers. So that's kind of what's driving this right now. Plus, the interest rates are high and the prices of homes are a lot higher than what they were in previous years. So for a buyer, this is a bridge for a market with high rates and gives them an opportunity to buy now when interest rates are high. But it also gives them the ability to refinance the rates later if the rates go down. So I'm sure you've heard the term date the rate, marry the house, date the rate. That's that saying. They want you to marry the house, but date your interest rate. So that way, you know, the interest rate is not a permanent thing. And when the rates go down, you can go ahead and refinance. So if they don't go down and they continue to go up, then at least you're locked in at a lower rate from right now. So right now we're looking at interest rates around the 6s. So long as we do this, you can get an interest rate down in the 4s. Then it'll be a year later, it'll be in the 5s. And then that third year, it'll be in the sixes. Now, however, at that time, if interest rates have went up to 8, you're still in a 6, so you're still okay. Now, for our sellers, it enables you to provide property, to move out of your properties faster and keep them from staying on the market too long. And for the buyers, this reduces the monthly payment that can help manage initial housing expense. So that is my way of explaining a temporary buy down, a 2-1 buy down to you. Hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more when you hear that term floating around there. So I thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Kimberly Watson Johnson, People's Trust Realty, giving you keys to home ownership. Goodbye.